The article Using Motor Learning Theory to Design More Effective Instruction by Ruckavina and Foxworth 2009 explores how knowing about motor learning can help teachers, coaches, and therapists teach movement skills better. The authors want readers to connect theory with real life situations. They suggest using these ideas to make learning more effective and personal rather than just understanding the theories. One of the main points of the article is how it explains the difference between information processing theory and dynamical systems theory when it comes to motor learning. Information processing theory compares learning to how a computer works. The brain takes in information, processes it, and then responds. Learners rely on instructions, feedback, and practice to develop movement skills. For example, if a coach is teaching a basketball free throw, they might break the movement into steps, give clear directions, and correct mistakes after each try. Dynamical systems theory takes a different approach. Instead of focusing on processing and control, it shows how movement grows naturally from the way a person, their surroundings, and the task work together. It is less about memorizing the right way to move and more about adjusting and finding what works best in each situation. For example, when someone learns to dribble a soccer ball, instead of giving them directions all the time, the teacher might change the field or use different drills so that the person can try things out and find their own way. This theory sees differences in movements not as mistakes but as important part of learning, which is cited in Ruckavina and Foxworth 2009. This connects closely to the ideas of the explicit and implicit learning. Information processing theory matches more with the explicit learning, where the learner knows the rules and steps and gets a lot of instructions. On the other hand, dynamical systems theory fits with the implicit learning, where skills grow more naturally through trying things out, exploring, and adjusting, often without the person even knowing they are building movement skills, cited in our book From Beach Imperial 2022. After reading both the article and our textbook, The Motor Learning and Development, I find that I prefer the dynamical systems view. It feels more realistic and relatable. Everyone learns differently, and the idea that movement patterns develop naturally, shaped by their environment and personal experiences makes sense to me, especially when working with different groups. Since I plan on working in the kinesiology field, this perspective would definitely influence how I plan my sessions. Instead of giving clients or athletes a bunch of instructions, I would create situations and let them find better ways to move on their own. For example, if I were helping an older adult improve balance, I might change the surface they stand on or add simple challenges instead of always correcting their movements. That way they can build both confidence and adaptability, which are so important for long-term skill development. Overall, Ruckavina and Foxworth 2009 remind us that the theory is not just abstract knowledge. We can use it to make our teaching and coaching more effective and meaningful. When we combine theory with thoughtful person-centered instruction, we can help people improve their movement skills and provide a learning process that they will actually enjoy.